Riddle me this, Call of Duty peeps. What is going on? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more Esports Talk, breaking down this past weekend some crazy madness. I'm going to try and summarize all of the madness into one video because otherwise I'd have like 3 videos every single day this week. But as per usual, you probably could already tell, that's going to be Florida Mutineers, guys. Back-to-back champions now, 3 online titles, and I think it has to be argued, right? Certainly, if not one of the top 3, top 2, by a lot of eyes out there now, the #1 team. Yes, albeit it might be online, but you cannot really deny their run from last event to this one. Now, of course, 3 total online titles with 2 of the changes being made, with Ferocities, of course, most recently being Awakening. Awakening has now won his first 2 ever official top-tier Call of Duty events with this Mutineers roster, and their run to do so, it really can't be knocked yet again. They take down the Empire. Yet again, they take down the Subliners in a closer series. But then they stomp FaZe, especially when it comes time for a domination, which was, by most regards, probably humiliating for FaZe fans out there. Still a top team and a team that has definitely looked off kilter the past 2 events at least has been the Atlanta FaZe, and I would say a team who after a certain period of time in that dom just gave up, given the fact that aBeZy, yes, it was delayed. I swear aBeZy might have been tweeting before the match was officially even done, but either way, congratulations Mutineers, a team out there who is actually making changes, drawing even further past their own substitute players to pick up brand new players, put them in the roster, and already see success. Like, what is going on? And that wasn't even the craziest part about the weekend, because then we were also going to talk about, and maybe even a future video, guys, OpTic Gaming. I do not know what to say about these guys. Oftentimes I look at the comment section, I'm really wondering what your insight is on a roster who has been mainly down and had a short up there and a stint there for maybe a month or so back where we thought maybe with the roster change, this was a roster that can keep this up. And we know they've had server issues, they've had connection issues when it comes time for server locations all season long. These issues, though, have to be a bit more deeply rooted. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes with these guys. We've been reading their tweets. We've been seeing their tweets almost every single event, following very closely after they've complained about a lot of things out there, as many pro players have. I would stem their issues to the likes of maybe even a Seattle Surge as to how serious they are. OpTic, I don't know what is going on with them. Obliterated and knocked out, of course, by a 3-0 versus the Ultra. It was kind of just the last straw. We'll see what happens with this OpTic roster. And of course, I think it does have to be mentioned, you drop a coach in Pac-Man, and now a couple events later, or a couple weeks later, at the very earliest, we're seeing just a dramatic fall off with their results. A roster who should not be this bad. There are certainly other issues they probably would like to talk about, and maybe postseason they will. But if you guys just check the Twitter timeline, many pro players, you know, the ones that are silent, there are many more to make up for that silence and have been speaking out. Speak of the devil, we actually talk about Dallas Empire, who fall to FaZe yet again, and very frustrated after doing so. It was actually mainly Clayster bringing to light an issue with consistency. It was not the reason they lost this series, but there are still a slew of issues costing a lot of teams, including the Empire. As he stated, obviously I'm upset, and it's definitely not the reason we lost, but it's ridiculous the inconsistency the CDL has. We had red boxes every map intermittently, and we were only told after that we could switch to the server we vetoed. We said red boxes at the very start of the game. Is what it is. I'm still playing below my standards and hope to improve that in this next month. Just wish there was something to play. I look for 10s every night and no pros are playing, so it's either scrims or CDL playlist. Nowhere to improve. And he continued, if it's not one thing, it's another. 12 hertz, 60 hertz, different spawns, online, people potentially cheating, not accusing, but there's the possibility. Auto tac sprint GA, completely unenforceable. You can't actually tell if someone is using it or not. League rulings, servers, I just want a consistent game to play. I want to be able to read spawns like I have in every other COD for the past 12 years. I want to be able to use a red dot. I want to be able to make a play and not get sound. I can't say that word. Want rulings to make sense. I want consistency. And just Clayster's list itself is so loaded with so many details that we have talked about all season long. Again, I have not had much good to say about Call of Duty so far, whether it's the game, whether it's the league, whether it's online struggles. I don't understand because I can't be in their shoes as to where these pro players are coming from, but certainly if there are this many pros that are willing to risk a fine, as we've already talked about, to talk about all of these issues, and when a guy like Clayster talks about that long laundry list of issues, it's not really It's not a great look, and it just kind of sucks to see with, of course, competition also being online. You got to understand, we can't really understand fully what the results would be if this was on LAN with a completely different game that didn't have all of these issues. It's frustrating to watch and to see. And then we even talk about Dallas Empire in a different series, that being against London. That ruling was quite confusing, right? Obviously, London felt it should have been enforced as a replay, and then Dallas Empire, even after the same result happened after the replay, they too said if they would have lost that series because of that, they probably would have taken offense or had some sort of judgment about that call as well as to what Clayster calls consistency. Crimsix also saying words about this. I will show you guys a couple of clips that Scraps himself did post, which eventually forced a replay due to such bad lag and in-game connection.
5-4 down. There's Dallas Empire. Check the lag out. Going for the trade. Let me show you that again. Check the lag out. Hey, watch this lag. Watch what he does. This is what we're playing on. Look at this. What's going on, people? A lot of people are probably wondering what happened after that round one and how I ended up getting out of the game. So the first round ended. I went in the options to change my class. Like, you're about to see this right now. I honestly do not know what I've done wrong here. All I've gone to do was change the class. It has really confused me. Like, just watch. Like, what? People. What? I'm confused right now. I didn't do anything apart from try and change my class.
And with all of that, guys, it's just utter confusion as to break it all down. You know, of course, it is online play, but despite all of that, we got to take something from this weekend and what we have seen over the past couple of months, that being Mutineers possibly being the #1 team currently in the entire league. FaZe just seems off by some weird sense of it. 3 of their 4 series this past weekend, I do believe, going to game 5s, which we don't typically see or have not. Of course, the past few events, we've actually seen that quite frequently with a FaZe clan roster who just takes a bit to get started. And yes, they're so clutch, and a guy like Celium can win them series, but they make it a lot closer than I think a lot of us thought a lot of those series were going to be. OpTic is complete chaos. Paris refuses to make changes. It's just, what do I take from this? I don't know, guys. It's crazy to see, and all I can do is cross my fingers, because after all of this, all the turmoil this season, if we somehow go from online play to a COD champs on LAN, it's going to be utter madness to try and guess what the heck is going to happen. I'm going to be breaking down Call of Duty news for you guys every single day this week. Trust me, I got stories in the back burner. I got a Microsoft document of 114 pages of video ideas, and a lot of them are Call of Duty videos. So if you guys are COD fans, thank you all for watching. I'll be back here all week long, also breaking down other esports and gaming stories. It's been a very hectic week, and it's not only Call of Duty undergoing this kind of crazy stuff. I hope you guys all enjoy. Drink that water, drink that coffee. Call of Duty continues to be completely and utterly insane, and I love it. Until next time, take care. Okay, bye-bye.